Okay, we've just received some breaking news on the Swati Maliwal assault case. The Supreme Court's very strong remark against Bibhav Kumar, who was the erstwhile secretary of the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The Supreme Court saying that he's not ashamed of doing it. She's a young woman. The Supreme Court further stating an FIR says that she asked him to stop. She was in a particular condition when she was allegedly attacked. The Supreme Court also saying that if you think anyone in that room watching would have dared to say anything against him. Okay, so I'm just going through, the information that we're getting in from the Supreme Court, but let's go straight across now to Ananya to find out more as to what really is happening on this case and what is the Supreme Court saying. Ananya, over to you.
Well, definitely, this is in fact the Supreme Court, coming down heavily on Bibhav Kumar, and I'll also take you through, in fact, the various observations that the court has made. And since, I have to quote the judge, I'll have to read down that particular part for you. The Supreme Court has gone on to say that, he's not even ashamed of doing it. She is a young woman. This is with regards to Mr. Bibhav Kumar. It also goes on to say, and, the big allegation that Bibhav Kumar has been, alleging against Swati Maliwal that she, trespassed that particular residence. The Supreme Court goes on to say in an oral observation that, if Swati Maliwal did not have an authority to be there, it was Mr. Bibhav Kumar too, who had no authority to be there, since he is an ex-secretary of, in fact, the Delhi Chief Minister, and in fact he is a suspended officer, in fact, and that's exactly why the Supreme Court, felt, in fact, the Supreme Court went so far to say that, Bibhav Kumar can be compared to a goon, and, he questioned, the Supreme Court questioned, in fact, the Chief Minister's office, that why such goons are, occupying the office of the Chief Justice of India, the Chief Minister of Delhi. And very clearly and categorically, the Supreme Court though has issued notice on, in fact, the bail application filed by Mr. Bibhav Kumar, but strong observations have now come in from the bench of the Supreme Court itself.
Well, this is not just strong, very tough remarks from the Supreme Court. What does that mean for Bibhav Kumar, whose bail was already rejected by the Delhi High Court?
Well, definitely, the Delhi High Court had rejected his bail application, and in fact, it was also rejected by a trial court twice. And now, he had, taken a view of the Supreme Court, and now the Supreme Court also seems to be, very icked with what had happened on that particular fateful day when Swati Maliwal had gone to meet the Chief Minister, and all these incidents have taken place. In fact, the last observation of the court before issuing notice was that, these are political affairs. Law and criminal allegations don't have anything to do with it, is what, in fact, the Supreme Court has gone on to say. Though a notice has been issued, a response has been sought from, in fact, the Delhi police in this regard. But it might be troublesome for Bibhav Kumar, because these observations are scathing and, in fact, might affect his bail application as well.
Absolutely. And, for the benefit of our viewers, if you could just take us in the past and tell us a little bit more about the Delhi High Court when it had denied its bail, and what really were the Delhi High Court's observation while it was hearing the case against Bibhav Kumar.
Well, while the Delhi High Court was hearing this particular case, it had, reserved its verdict later. It was argued by, in fact, Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi and the legal team of, in fact, the Aam Aadmi Party, who were appearing for Bibhav Kumar, that, he is somebody who was actually protecting the office of the Chief Minister of Delhi. But at the same point of time, what had come from the court was that, the allegations against him are serious in nature, and hence he cannot be, granted bail in this particular case. And now, finally, the matter travelled to the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court also coming down heavily on Bibhav Kumar, saying that is this the way that things operate at the CM's office?
Which means that he continues to remain in custody. Now, when are we expected to hear a final order from the Supreme Court on the judicial custody of Bibhav Kumar?
Well, the judicial custody of Bibhav Kumar would be extended by, in fact, the Tisazari court only. But, the bail application would be heard in the next few weeks from now, and a response has been sought from the Delhi police in this particular case. But very, very clearly, the scathing observations against Bibhav Kumar makes it very, very troublesome, and it raises a big question mark as to whether or not Bibhav Kumar would be able to secure a bail in this particular case or not.
Absolutely. And, these very tough observations, these scathing observations perhaps also indicate that he was indeed complicit in the crime, isn't it?
Well, definitely, we can say that prima facie, it shows
Yeah.
that there is some kind of a guilt involved. And in fact, I'll take the viewers through again the observations that have been made by the court. The Supreme Court says that it is shocked by the manner in which the things have happened at the CM's residence. It further goes on to say that is the CM's bungalow a private residence? Is it that the office required to keep such goons? Is this the way that things are carried out? We are shocked. Question is the manner in which all of this has happened. She told him to stop, but this man continued, is what the Supreme Court goes on to say. What does he think power has gone in his head, or what is what the Supreme Court has gone on to say? Scathing observation, Mantika. This might be very, very troublesome and weakens a case to an extent for Bibhav Kumar in this particular case.
Oh, absolutely. Some tough words there from the Supreme Court. Ananya, thank you so much for joining us and telling us more. With that, it's time for me to take a short break. On the other side, the news and updates will continue with